speaker, Dr. Sudipa Bandyopadhyay, to come on to the dais. Lectured at the University of Calcutta. She completed her doctoral degree as a Junior Research Fellow of Indian Council of Historical Research, New Delhi in 1996 and joined in the same year as a lecturer in the Department of Ancient Indian History and Culture of University of Calcutta. Dr. Sudipa has authored a book, Architectural Motifs in Early Medieval Art of Eastern India, edited 2 volumes of Journal of Ancient Indian History published by the University of Calcutta. She is also co-editor of 2 books, Aspects of Indian History and Culture and Revisiting Early Indian Essays in honor of D.C. Sarkar. She was the joint editor of the Proceedings of Indian Art History Congress from 2014 to 2016. In 2015, the International Center for Study of Bengal Art, Dhaka, Bangladesh awarded her honorary fellowship for a research contribution on Bengal art. Dr. Roy Bandyopadhyay has recently edited a book on Nataraja Images of Bengal and Saiva Iconography, a facet of Indian art and culture, and Haripriya Rangarajan commemorative volume as a joint editor. She is presently engaged in writing a catalogue of stone sculptures of a district museum of West Bengal and also preparing a photographic documentation of early medieval temple sculptures of Karnataka. Presently, she is working as a joint editor of Kala, also the Journal of Indian Art History Congress, Guwahati. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. First, I would like to thank Professor Dr. Nandita Krishnaji and Dr. Balaji and Mohanji for inviting me to give a special lecture for this occasion. So they have selected the very good topic we have come to know from different scholars from so many minor details throughout the India. So I will not take so many times because it's the last paper before lunch. So this time I would like to say that about the Jvara. Jvara, that means fever. Fever deity, I would like to say something, and there is some earliest evidences, and after that, still it is continuing in the West Bengal and all over Bengal also. So first I would like to read out something, and in between I will show you some slides. So I will discuss about the origin of Jvara first. There are several stories about the origin of Jvara, that is fever, in the Indian tradition. In the Shanti Parva of the Mahabharata, we get one account. When Yudhishthira asks the dying Bhishma about the origin of fever, Bhishma tells him the story of Daksha's Yagya and how he, in keeping with Vedic practice, refused to offer Shiva a share of the sacrifice. This annoyed Shiva's consort, Uma, because she felt that he too deserved a share. Overcome by rage, a drop of sweat from Shiva's forehead fell on the ground. From that drop of sweat was born Jvara, a terrible creature possessing the fire of destruction. His appearance is described thus in the Mahabharata, within quote. He was short and his eyes were extremely red. He was dreadful and his beard was green. His hair stood up. He was covered with hair like a hawk or an owl. He was horrible and dark in complexion. He was attired in red garments. Unquote. The fever came to be known as Maheshwara Jvara. A different account of Jvara's origin appears in the Vishnu Parva of Harivangsha. The story narrated in this connection is the marriage episode of Aniruddha, grandson of Krishna, and Usha, daughter of Bana, the demon king of Sanitapura and son of Bali. Bana was a great devotee of Shiva. Usha once dreamt of the handsome youth Aniruddha and fell in great love with him. Chitralekha, a female friend of Usha, possessing magical power, brought Aniruddha sleeping in a cot in Dwarka to the bedchamber of Usha in Sanitapura. The presence of Aniruddha in the bedchamber of his daughter was reported by the palace attendants to Bana, who angrily put him into bondage. When this unhappy news reached Krishna, he immediately left for Shanitapura with Balaram, Pradyumna and others to fight with Bana and get Aniruddha released. Shiva eventually came to rescue Bana and his followers because Bana was the great follower of Shiva. A big fight took place. Shiva created a unique creature called Jvara to overpower the enemies. Krishna also created another figure of Jvara to repel him. In the battle that followed, Jvara was defeated by Vishnu Jvara. As both the Jvaras were fierce creatures and of divine origin, they are referred to as Jarashura as well as Jaradeva in the Indian traditions. Like the Mahabharata, Harivansha also gives a description of the appearance of Jvara. Within quote, he possessed 3 feet, 3 heads and was indomitable in encounters. He was like Yama, he was fierce and used ashes as his weapon. He rode like a storm or like thousands of clouds. Unquote. The 2 febrile manifestations, Jvara and Vishnu Jvara, mentioned in the Harivansha, also find mention in the Brahma Puran, Bhagavad Puran, Skanda Puran, Vayu Puran and Vishnu Puranas. The description of Jvara in these Puranas is similar to the Harivansha description. All the texts describe him as having 3 feet and 3 heads. The 3rd khanda of Vishnu Dharmottara Purana, I have to do these slides. Vishnu Dharmottara Purana, which deals with matters related to the fine arts, such as architecture, sculpture, painting, dancing and music. However, offer a slightly different description of Jvara in the section called Pratima Lakshanam. Within quote, Jvara was 3 feet, 3 eyes and 3 faces and 3 hands. He looks fierce and his eyes are bewildered. Ashes are his weapon. In the Padma Purana, the description is also quite different. He is described as 3-headed, 9-armed, 9-legged and very brownish in color. Jvara is mentioned not only in epic and Puranic literature, but also in ancient Indian medical texts such as Charak Samhita and Susrut Samhita, and in medical compendiums like Roga Vinishchayo, traditionally known as Madhava Nidan or Nidan of 7th century CE. The Nidan opens its discussion of fever by stating that, within quote, the source of fever is the exhalation of Rudra, whose violent wrath had been aroused by the disrespect of Daksha. Unquote. Vijay Rakshit's commentary on the passage first recounts the full story of Jvara's origin and then gives an extended physical description. That is, fever has 3 feet, 3 heads, 6 arms and 9 eyes. It has ashes for a weapon. It is fierce like Rudra and resembles all destroying time in the form of Yama. This is what I have read out. I put it in the slide, so no need to discuss about that. Now I would like to say about iconography of Jvara. The images of Jvara that are found in various parts of India match the description offered in these early ancient Indian texts. Images of Jvara are generally known by 2 names in India: Jaradeva, the fever deity, or Jaraharisha, the deity who takes away fever, and Jarashura, the fever demon. While the first name is commonly used in the Tamil Nadu region of South India, the second name is more popular in the eastern part of India, especially Bengal. In this paper, I will discuss the iconography of a few Jaradeva or Jaraharisha images of Tamil Nadu and a few Jarashura images of undivided Bengal and present-day West Bengal. Now we would like to discuss about some Jaraharisha or Jaradeva images. In an article published in 1959, P.J. Pattabhiraman remarked that Jaradeva or Jaraharisha is found only in South India. He refers to a Tamil text, Shiva Parakira Mam, which describes a deity called Shivana Pakna Murti, in Sanskrit that is Jara Bhagna Murti. That means the divine form that breaks fever. This form has 3 heads, 9 eyes, 4 arms and 3 legs. Pattabhiramin refers to 3 stone and a rare bronze image of Jaraharishwar made between 12th and 13th century and 16th century, found from different temples of Tamil Nadu. Now I would like to discuss about the bronze image of Tamil Nadu. Of all the Jaraharishwar images that have been discovered so far, the bronze image found from the temple of Kuneshwara Swami at Kodaivasal, Nannilam Taluk, Tanjavur district is extremely rare. This gracious sculpture in the round probably belongs to the 12th, 13th century CE. The 3-faced dancing deity has 9 eyes, 3 arms and 3 legs with a jata mukuto on the head, and wears various ornaments along with the sacred thread. In this image, the front right hand of Jaraharishwar is in Abhaya Mudra and the front left hand is in Gajahasta Mudra. The back left hand, which is in Ardhachandra Mudra, holds fire in a pot. The deity is in Vaikhanasthanaka posture and the front left leg is raised above in a dancing pose. The stone image of Jaradeva or Jaraharishwar of 13th century CE from Somnath Temple, Achitamangalam, Tamil Nadu, with 3 heads and 3 hands, holding a parashu in the right hand, Agni in the back left hand and showing Gajahasta Mudra in the front left hand is one of the notable lithic specimens. I have taken some photographs from the published material because these images are not available for me to take the photographs. Another stone sculpture of Jaraharishwar or Jaradeva of 13th century CE has been found in the Mahalingeshwar temple at Tiruvari Marudur near Kumbakonam, Tamil Nadu. This 4-armed image is one-headed with Jata Mukuto, Abhaya Mudra in the front right hand, fire in the left back hand, a parashu in the back left hand, and the front left hand displays Gajahasta Mudra. His 2 legs are in the Sthanaka posture and the front right leg is slightly raised from the pedestal. A 3-headed stone sculpture of Jaraharishwar of 15th century CE has been found in the temple of Gokarneshwar at Tirugokarnam, Alangudi Taluk, Padukotta district of Tamil Nadu. His front right hand shows Abhaya Mudra and his front left hand displays Gajahasta Mudra. In his back right hand, he holds fire. Here the deity is also in the Vaishakha posture and the front left leg is raised above in a dancing pose. Another 3-headed, 3-armed and 3-legged 16th century stone image of Jaraharishwar found in the Kailashnath Swami temple at Tirumangalam, Omalur Taluk, Salem district of Tamil Nadu. Shows Gajahasta Mudra in the front left hand, Abhay Mudra in the right hand and fire in the back left hand. The deity most probably keeps his upraised left leg on the stylized lotus. The most interesting feature of this image is the Kirtimukha visible at the center of the Prabha Mandala. This is the only image where we can see the Kirtimukha at the top. The sculpture of Jaraharishwar form of Shiva temple at Gelokari Balakulam, Nanugedi Taluk is in stone. This image stands with 3 legs on a plain pedestal and is carved with 3 faces and arms. The attributes comprise a Trishula, a half-blown lotus with stalk or goda, and an ankusha. The example from the Shiva temple at Kobitur, Tiruturapundi Taluk, through having similar features, is adorned with a headdress showing a different type of jata. The image from Sri Kumbhakeshwar temple, Kumbakonam, appears a little static. This sculpture stands with his 2 legs in Sthanaka pose on a pedestal. The front right leg, slightly raised from the pedestal, is turned left. Although the attributes of the deity are not distinct, the left hand of the deity appears to hold Agni as the images described earlier. The Jarahareshwar temple, also called Jarahareshwar temple, is located in the temple town of Kanchipuram in Tamil Nadu. Kanchipuram has numerous temples, but this temple dedicated to Shiva is not much visited by devotees. Popular belief is that the worship of Shiva in this temple cures the fever and other heat-related diseases. The temple tank is called Jurahar Tirtham, and the water from the tank is believed to be a curative for diseases. Now I'd like to show you a sculpture from Nepal. Jaradev. Now discuss about the Jaradev. Jaradev has also been found in Nepal. Here also he has 3 faces, 3 arms and 3 legs. This 13th-14th century stone image is a rare and unique artifact of the James and Marilyn Adams collection of Chicago. Here the deity is wearing a tiger skin and dancing on a pedestal inside a arcaded aureole or Prabha Mandala decorated with an ornamental design of pearls or beads and flames. A nimbus or Shiras Chakra with the design of flame is also shown, bordering the proper right and left heads of the image. H. Krishna Shastri, in his book South Indian Images of Gods and Goddesses, written in the 1916, has referred to Jaradev. He describes the deity in the following manner. Jaradev of Shaiva mythology, who is supposed to have been the destroyer of the demon Bhasmasur, is described in the Agamos as having 3 legs, 3 heads, 6 arms, 9 eyes, and a dejected appearance. An image from Bhavani in the Coimbatore district answers to this description of Jaradev. But Dr. Gaurishwar Bhattacharya has pointed out that the image of Jaradeva that Shastri refers to is 3-armed and not 6-armed. Dr. Bhattacharya also rightly points out that Shastri does not mention name of any Agama text where the deity is described in such a manner. So you are not getting any detailed description about what was written in the Agama. Now I would like to show you some sculptures found from Bengal. Here we are saying that this is either Jaro or Jarashuru, not Jaradev, not Jarahareshwar, anything. In Bengal. Now moving to the Bengal. Bengal has been infamous as a febrile land for long. Mughal commanders are thought to have disliked postings to the fever-infested Shuba Bangla. The Akbarnama makes repeated references to the pathogenic climate of the region. No wonder, therefore, that Jara or Jarashura, as he is called in Bengal, has for long been a popular deity in Bengal along with Shitala, goddess of smallpox, Ola Bibi, goddess of cholera, Dhentu, god of skin disease, and other pathogenic divinities. Jarashuru is still worshipped along with Shitala in several places in the districts of Hugli, Howrah, Purbo and Paschim Medinipur districts, North and South 24 Parganas, and also in some places in Kolkata. The priest worships Jarashuru immediately after Shitala's invocation. At present, there is no independent temple devoted to Jarashuru in Bengal, though in some places devotees donate small images of Jara called chalan, a kind of votive offering. Women in some villages also recite Brotakathas to propitiate Jarashuru. The Brotakatha is a tale that celebrates a divine being and is associated with the observance of a ritual involving fasting by women. While it is true that contemporary worship of Jarashura seems to be bound up with Shitala's cult, that has not always been the case in Bengal, observes Prajit Bihari Mukherjee in his brilliant study in the Jarashura cult in undivided Bengal. There are a number of accounts from the 19th and 20th centuries that suggest that Jarashura was not always worshipped alongside Shitala in Bengal. Hariprasad Shastri from the late 19th century, Dipankar Das from the early 20th century, and Gopendra Krishna Basu from the middle of the 20th century have left us accounts of how Jarasudha was also worshipped independently. Writing at the end of the 19th century, the Khulna district of Bangladesh, district gazetteer O'Malley provides us with an excellent description of the actual form in which idols of fever were worshipped in that district. According to the gazetteer, his image was of sky blue color. First we are getting color about the Jarasudha. With 3 heads, 3 feet, 6 arms and 9 eyes. Gopendra Krishna Basu also provides a detailed description of the iconography of Jarasudha. Within quote, Jarasudha's complexion, it is translated from Bengali to English. Jarasudha's complexion is deep blue, occasionally almost black like coal. He has 3 heads, 9 eyes, 6 arms and 3 legs. The eyes and the hair are light colored, that is kataram, usually brown or yellow. The 3 heads wear 3 crowns and his arms and legs are adorned by various ornaments. He wears a yellow cloak, dhoti and a vest-like small shirt. He has no mount. He is terrifying, that is bibhaksha, and his body is truncated with the head being placed on an enlarged belly. Krishnakali Mandal, writing at the end of the 20th century on local cards of South 24 Parganas, also mentions icons of Jarasudha being 3-headed, that is 3 munda, 3-legged, 3 pada, 6-armed, Shadabhuja, terrifying Bhayala Darshan, and blue complexion, that is Neela Varna. He is invoked with usual offerings like rice, fruits, sweets, and sometimes with sacrificial goats. While commenting on the iconography of Jarasudha, Gopendra Krishna Basu makes another interesting observation. We note, within quote, we notice a similarity of form, that is akritagato sadrishya, between Jarasudha and some Buddhist deities. These deities too were healing deities. From this, we feel that the devotees of Jarasudha must have at a time had links with the Mahayanists. The Buddhist deities with whom Jarasudha bears a resemblance are, number 1, Parnashabari, the presiding deity of plague, fever and other diseases, who had 3 heads and 6 hands, and number 2, Yamantak or Jamari, who pacified all killers and had a blue body and 3 heads. Definitely it is a painting of Jamantak, otherwise color cannot be identified. Parnashabari, a goddess of Mahayana Buddhist pantheon, was worshipped as the destroyer of epidemics in undivided Bengal and Bihar between 10th and 12th century CE. The mantra of Parnashabari calls her Pishachi, as well as Sharpamari Prashomani, or the destroyer of diseases and epidemics. A 10th-11th century stone image of Parnashabari found from Tangibari, Munshigঞ্জ, Dhaka, now in Bangladesh, presently housed in the Bangladesh National Museum, show Parnashabari trampling a pair of postulated figures that personify vanquished diseases. To Parnashabari's left is a small effigy of Shitala riding a donkey and bearing the broom and winnowing basket with which she brushes and fans away fevers and diseases. Yesterday we have seen in the lecture of Professor Tiwari's lectures, she has shown here that at the left side, Shitala, it is in the close-up. And I will talk about on the right side image, that is the horse-headed. Why? On the other side is Jarasudha, standing in an aggressive posture, holding a short dagger in his hand. Here Jarasudha is depicted as horse-headed. The connection between the Hayagriva, the horse-headed god, and the Jarasudha is based upon the Kalika Puran, where the former is depicted as trumping in an epic battle over Jarasudha. The Kalika Puran is believed to have been written around the cusp of the 10th and 11th centuries, somewhere near the border regions between Bengal and Assam. A similar image dating from the 10th or 11th century was also found from northeastern India. Besides the other features found in the Tangibadi image, here also we find at the base of the statue, beneath the lotus pedestal, an elephant-headed figure with a sprawling posture. The posture is indicative of defeat. Probably the figure represents obstacles overcome by Parnashabali. Here is the elephant head. Now I will discuss about the contemporary images. Now coming to the contemporary Jarashura images of Bengal, they are all unfired clay images. From the various images of Jvara that we now see in West Bengal, we can broadly categorize them into three types. Images in which complexion of Jvara is dark blue, number one. Number two is images in which the complexion is black, and the images in which the complexion is greyish or the skin color. But in every case, Jvara possesses 3 legs and 3 heads. As far as the number of arms is concerned, Jvara is represented either as 6-handed or as 3-handed. But in all cases, he has 9 eyes. His frontal pair of hands is in Namaskar Mudra, whereas the remaining hands are half lifted. Jvara's hands are devoid of any attribute. They are shown as having clenched fists, that is in Mushtibadda posture. This is to indicate that Jvara is holding ashes like this, ashes in his fists. Jvara images are usually depicted as standing on the pedestal without any mount. Sometimes, but I have seen, it is not in my slide because I got the photograph in the later on. The 3 legs, with the 3 legs, Jvara is seated. Sometimes his 3 heads are shown with 3 separate golden crowns, and sometimes they are adorned with jata mukutas. The color of his hair is golden. He is generally bare-chested, but the lower part of his body is wrapped with a tiger skin. In some images, he is shown wearing a short dhoti in lieu of a tiger skin. The 3 legs of Jvara are always bare, but only in one case he is shown as wearing warrior shoes in his 3 legs, which look almost like gumboots. Now I will show all the figures of Jarashura. After that, a brief conclusion is there. So always we can see that Jvara is worshipped in the Shitala temple, just immediately right side of the Shitala. But it is always in Namaskara Mudra, and the other hands without any weapon. Most probably ashes is his weapon, and it's very ferocious in look. Here it is. But not always in the Namaskar Mudra. So it is a very local deity, but 3 legs are definitely tiger skin, jata mukuto, they are trying to depict it. Sometimes like this, they put dhoti. The color is changing. You can, all the clay images, so that this is for gumboot, I told that only in this image, and the crown is there, and here they put some attributes in the hand. And here is the Shitala, and Raktavati, Shitala, Panchananda is there, and Jarashura. Yesterday we heard about Panchananda. And in the temple of Shitala, Jarashura is always in the right side. And there is a Manasha. Here is a grey color Jarashura with something wrapped in his head. Next. Now we can also see in the Chali type auto painting. Here this white body is 3-headed, 3 legs, 6 arms. This also Jarashura was depicted like this. This is from Paschim Medinipur district, where auto paintings is very famous for this. Here in between other images, we can see that Jarashura is very much present. But everywhere we see the Rudraksha Mala, yes. And here it is in the marble. This is a marble. It is of course in the West Bengal, and it is the marble finish. And this is the crown. It's a separate crown with pot. They are giving their attributes, but not mentioned in the anywhere. And this is a festival when all the folk deities are worshipping, and they are taking like this in a village. Jarashva is the third one, and other deities are also taking in a open place. They will worship all the folk deities. Here in South 24 Parganas, it is here clearly tiger skin is visible. This main face is enlarged, and here is beside the Shitala, it is in the Howrah district. Jarashva is there. No crown, no jata, anything is there. Now I would like to go through my concluding observations. The images of Jvara that are found in various parts of India broadly match the description offered in Indian epic, Puranic and medical literature. But sometimes we also note, particularly in contemporary India, especially in West Bengal, deviations from the iconographic description of Jvara offered in the early texts. Therefore, from the iconographic point of view, we can say that the Jvara images of India bear marks of both continuity and change. So, thank you for your patience.
Thank you very much, madam. Your lecture is highly interesting, and you have done an analytical study of both South and Southeast India.
No, there is no mention about. No.
You have 2 heads, 4 heads, so at least 4 arms, 6 arms, 8 arms. 3 is such an odd number. Is there any reason for that?
I didn't get till now any reason, but that is mentioned in the text I have already read out. But why that is, I would like to find out. But not why the 3. 3, 6, 9, that is why. 3 legs. 3 heads, 3 legs, 6 hands, and 9 eyes. In type of this. This is only this Jarashva image we can see this type of. 3 bhingi has 3 pada. Yes. But here he is in the dancing posture.
Is on the Sun Temple of Modhera, on the eastern wall. 3 legs, 3 arms, so that could also be of Jvara.
Yes, Modhera Sun Temple 1, 3 for the. But that is 3 for the Bhairava, that was identified, that's why I am not included here. That is 3 for the Bhairava there. The Shaiva Jvara and Vaishnava Jvara. That was mentioned, but not any iconography description of the Vaishnava Jvara. But in the Bengal, you can see the colored. With the color, I would like to discriminate that some are bluish, that may be the Vaishnava Jvara, or that is in the black. So, to whom I identify this Vaishnava, that I am working on that. I cannot say.
Just one point. As your reference to the image of Parn Shabri in the Dhaka Museum, the horse-faced figure is of Ashwini Kumar, right? He is the god of, son of Surya and god of diseases. God of not causing, but pacifying and removing. And likewise, Shitala on the other part is also the same, not causing but pacifying. Actually, we have been saying. And under her feet, you would find two figures who have postulate many spots of Shitala and are being trampled by the goddess. And under that, another figure having elephant trunk is of Vinayak. Vinayak of Vedic tradition was the god of the diseases, causing obstacles, causing problems. And subsequently only Ganpati, yes. No, but the other traditions works. Otherwise, the way Ganesh is lying, he is not Vinayak of earlier tradition.
It is actually, the sir has told that it is Ashwini Kumar, but in the iconographic text, especially in the Bengal sculptures of Bangladesh specimens and the Gaurisha Bhattacharya worked on it, they have identified that it is related with Kalika Puran and it is mainly Jarashiro. One side is Shitala, and that may be because of, we can see that Shitala and Jarashiro is worshipping in the same temple. So it may be for in the case of Mahajanis Buddhist, that can be. I will send you some references.
So I think since yesterday we've been discussing that actually the gods like Shitala, Mari, and now Jvarasura, at least Jvarasura in Tamil Nadu, are not really the causers. They are prayed to pacify, to solve the disease. You know, they are.
In Tamil Nadu, it is Jvara.
Thank you very much, madam. It's a very good deliberation. I request our director, madam, to present a memento.